Hey everyone, this is Brian Feuder with Square Foot Gardening for the Red River Valley. Today's video is going to be on propagating raspberries. So this is the raspberry patch that we pruned earlier this spring. Still had some snow on the ground to get some other bushes in the way. But you can see that there's a lot of suckers in between the rows. There's 3 rows of raspberries here. You can see all the suckers coming up. And propagating raspberries is a really easy thing to do, and I'm going to show you how I go about propagating raspberries. So when we're propagating raspberries, we just need to come in and find the suckers, as a lot of people refer to them, and you can see I get quite a few of them out here. And all we really need to do is just get in there, loosen the soil around the stems, pull them up, and kind of like a bare root tree, we're going to go ahead and collect a few of those. So let me go around and gather a few of these. I'm going to set you up a little differently here. So I'm going to actually quit. Here you can see I've got some raspberries. It's starting to rain, and rain pretty good. So we'll go inside and I'll show you how to set up the soil mix, and then what I do, the steps to propagate these. Hey, if you like these kind of videos, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then leave some comments in the section below there. I'd love to hear what everybody else is doing. So here's the components that we're going to use to put together our potting mix. I've got a topsoil here. We've got some perlite to keep things light and airy, hold and absorb some water, allow for some drainage. I'm going to use a fast coat fertilizer, which is a 4-4-2 NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So and then an osmo coat, which is 14-14-14, very balanced. And then I'm also going to be using a rooting hormone, so that I give the cuttings that I've taken out of the ground the best chance that they have to get themselves established in their new homes in the pots that we're going to put them in. We're going to go ahead and put them into an 8-inch pot, and that should be a good home for them. So let's go ahead and get this our potting mix assembled here. Get it mixed up. So we're going to start off with our topsoil. This is just a bag topsoil from big box store. Should have a fair amount of compost in it. Shouldn't be too heavy with clay. So as I look at that, yeah, it's got a good amount of compost in it. You can see a lot of the particles in there. It's got some, like I said, it's more of a topsoil. There's some woody components there, things like that. So we're going to add that, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some perlite to that. And that perlite, I just want it to be available to hold that soil loose, so that the roots are going to be able to move through the soil freely to get themselves established. So I'm going to add about as cowboy Kent Rollins would say, I'm going to add just about that much. So go ahead and mix that. I'm also going to go ahead and, like I said, this is a 4-4-2 fertilizer here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of that. I just want to make sure that I've got something to start with. It's a fast acting fertilizer, so it should move pretty quickly. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some Osmo coat to that. Osmocote is a slow release fertilizer, and we're not going to need a whole lot of the Osmocote in there, because if we think about it, I don't want the root ball or the pot, the soil that's in the pot, I don't want that to get too comfortable and find that it doesn't have to go anywhere with its roots to reach out and establish itself throughout the soil. So let's just go ahead and we'll give this a good mix. I'm out in the greenhouse this afternoon, and we are getting some rain. Much appreciated. We've been a little light on rain here this spring, even after our 17 inches of snow that we got Easter Sunday or Easter weekend on Saturday. We definitely aren't going to tell the rain to stay away. That looks fairly good. I'm going to set that aside for right now. Let's take a look at some of the raspberries that we got out. Like I say, we just basically are taking bare root cuttings and using those to get established in our pot. So we want to take a look at those, make sure that we've got a nice section of root on there. Raspberries propagate themselves by sending runners out, and so if we got a situation where we've got a extra long one like this, we just go ahead with our shears and we can cut that into 2 pieces. Here's some younger ones here. You can see they're pretty white on the bottoms. So there we've got some good candidates. So we're going to take our pot, we're going to fill that with our potting mix that we just put together. I'm going to fill that up fairly decently, and then we're going to go ahead and take one of our cuttings, and this is where we're going to use our rooting compound. And that rooting compound is just a hormone that is going to make these want to send out roots. So apply a liberal amount of that to there and just jam it down into the soil back to the level that it was at when we dug it out. So you can see where the ground level was on this one, at about that height there. Grab another pot. And then now that we got them potted up, let's go ahead and give them a good drink of water. And we'll keep an eye on them. So there we go, propagating raspberries. A few things to keep in mind. Dig out your suckers as they come in around the raspberry bushes. We're going to kind of bare root them. Make sure that we've got a good potting mix. I use a topsoil with a fair amount of compost in it. I'm going to add some perlite. I'm going to add some slow release fertilizer and some rapid release fertilizer. And then rooting hormone. Rooting hormone is vital for these types of processes. It's time to be out in the garden, and when we're out in the garden, we get to keep those fingers dirty. Hey, have a great day.